Please note before viewing this video. I refuse to be used as a scientific source. The information I am about to give are information from my life and how I experienced the events I am about to describe. I am lucky enough to not be a refugee and know to be grateful for that. I also refuse to be associated with any politicians or political parties. My personal opinion on this matter is that anyone who needs help should be helped.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to another episode of Eka Explains Syrian Refugees and the EU. Today we're going to talk about news and problems in behavior, both in regarding the problems in behavior of refugees and the citizens of the respective countries. First up on the news, we got 120,000 refugees that have now been distributed within the EU. And this has been decided without taking according to the will of the single countries. So, for example, like Poland and Hungary and those countries that I've told you before have protested against more refugees have no choice but to oblige the EU if they want to face severe punishment. Next up, we got the fence in Hungary. I've told you about this in the last two episodes. Where the border of Hungary is fenced with a pretty severe, dangerous looking fence. And it has been taken down now because it was an offense to the Schengen Agreement. I've told you about that last episode as well. It makes it possible for EU citizens to travel within the EU without border controls and with just an ID. You didn't need a passport. Okay, next up we have developments in Germany. There have been quite a few, and I'm just gonna start with The Hague. The Hague has already been apparent with the beginning of the Syrian refugee crisis, but it has been more and more pronounced, and there has been a lot of incidents with refugee camps. I don't want to say that word, but flats and houses. Refugees were meant to be brought to stay and have an accommodation there. Those houses have been put into fire, so they almost all burned down. There have been whole villages and cities been protesting against more refugees because they don't want people from other countries in there. Not because the capacities are just filled up, just because they don't want to. And more and more there's been hating on the internet, especially on Facebook. There have been groups or whatnot telling people to refuse the refugees. And now our head of state, Ms. Merkel, you probably have heard of her, has been talking to Mr. Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, to control that more and, to remove those groups in a very short period of time. Is it, right now, if I were to, tell Facebook, there's a group of people on Facebook that, are against refugees and just all those basic rules. You shouldn't hate on people. You shouldn't refuse refugees and such things. If I were to tell that now, the group would be probably just be, reprimanded, not entirely deleted, and that's a problem there because that gives the people the possibility to keep on hating and to spread such nonsensical, they're nonsensical messages, and that needs to be changed. And now the politicians are involved and whatnot, and we'll see how that develops. On the positive hand side, though, there will be €1 billion for refugees and whatever they need for food, for places to live, for clothing and whatnot. €1 billion. That's a lot of money. Now, I have already told you about the problems I have seen with European citizens behaving towards the refugees, and now the refugees are not as pure and innocent as it seems. I mean, of course, they have all the right to flee from their country. That's no question for me at all. But there have been some things that I thought were like, why are you doing that? Why? For example, what I saw was in refugee camps, you know, those 10 cities I told you about, when the bins for, oh, what's the word for trash bins, oh god, the trash bins are full. They just leave the trash wherever they go, and I seriously can't comprehend that. Why can't you just bring it towards one place so that the people that are cleaning up just have to go to one place, can cover it, or put some more bins there so they know there's been 2 little trash cans there, and keep the rest clean, keep the streets clean. And I'm sorry, but I seriously can't comprehend that. Another thing is that, which is something I have witnessed, especially in Germany, it's when you go to distribute the refugees, that happens with trains, especially for those refugees, so no normal citizen is allowed on that train because they're running for free. But the problem here is that if the train makes a stop crossing the country to refill their water bottles and empty the toilets and maybe pick up some more refugees, some of the refugees just get off and we don't know where they are. And if they're found, they will be sent back because now they don't have a registration. When that's also quite bad. Another thing is, now there has been talk among the refugees of optimization of asylum, which means they try to choose which country they go to and where they will have the best chances. For example, I have personally witnessed Belgian social workers to go to West Germany and into the refugee camp there and ask refugees to move to Belgium with free transportation and food and whatnot. They were prepared, and the refugees actually refused to go there because they were talking about optimization of asylum, because they wouldn't get pocket money there as they do in Germany. But they would refuse anything else for free, like a place to stay, blankets, showers, toilets, water, food, clothing, anything you could want, just for free. And just because they don't get their pocket money, by the way, their pocket money for refugees is way more than I earn with hard work at my part-time job. So I let that sink in for a second, and I'll leave you to think about that and build yourself an opinion about that. And I will see you on next Wednesday, and after that on next Sunday. If you like this, please leave me a thumbs up. It would make me very happy. And if you'd like to learn more, then click on the left thumbnail you see right now. It's the last episode I made of the series. On the right, you see the worst shift ever, which is a vlog about my part-time job. And the last one is a speed painting of Princess and the Frog, Naveen and Tiana. And yeah, I guess that's all. Bye-bye.